What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Cities Skylines. I'm happy to have you here today. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure. So let's hang out for a little bit and see what we want to do in today's episode. I want to build like one of these badass thingies right here. I don't know what this is, but I think that I want it. The transport tower, for some odd Freudian reason, I want to place it somewhere, and I think I'm going to place it right meow. I don't know what the transport tower does or if it accomplishes anything, but we'll take a look. So what does this actually do? It has visitors and tourists. That's ultimately what it accomplishes. Okay, so that seems pretty cool. Plus, it's a really awesome looking building in the middle of our city. It's all like rounded out and glass and shiny. And it's got some air conditioning units on the top. And it's got like little squares. You just gotta like, that's the secret to just being on the internet. Just describe the things that you see. Be descriptive. Nah, I'm just kidding. That whole thing was a bit. The whole thing was a bit. Ouch! Let's go off to this side and do some more residential. Yes, please. Would you like some residential on this side? Yes, I would like some residential on the side. This side right over meow. There we go. And so now that the residential's been taken care of, there it is. We should have some pretty spectacular growth right here. Due to the fact that everybody has this really sort of like nagging, irritating problem with being educated, I think it might be a decent idea. I wanted to open up a forestry industry, but I can't really. I think I know how to do it. So let's say that I take this out to like here, right? And then I put this in right here. And I put this maybe in right here. And let's say that I go through. And let's just drop in like a couple of buildings, shall we? Just a couple, not like a lot. Just like drop these here and there. And then if we go into the zoning menu and we go like bim bam bomb here. Yes, just like that. Primrose Hills. No, I don't think that does much for me. Now what we can do is we can actually designate this, I think, as a forest industry area. And so that should make it sexier. And it'll make it take advantage of all of this. And it says that it's renewable. So hopefully this doesn't end up causing us like major frustration and problems. Multiple problems. So they need electricity. The grid should spread in just a second. But the water probably will not fix itself. So let's go back through and fix that. I'm a little bit interested as to why box factories are being built in the location that I just designated. Let me go back over here. So in Primrose Hills... Oh, you gotta click on it. You gotta click on it first. Okay. So that makes a little bit more sense. So they'll tear these back down and then they'll put them back up. Then these will hopefully become like forestry industry places. Because that's what I said that I wanted, correct? Yes, Pellet Fuels Limited. I had a friend that had a pellet stove when I was a kid. That was the most fascinating thing ever the first time that I saw it, because I'd never seen a pellet stove before. I didn't even know what it was. My friends, I had other friends that had like the normal, I'm not going to say real, but they had like the cast iron big stoves that plugged into the walls that you just fed wood into, and then it had pipes that ran to different parts of the house and made it warm, or at least made the walls warm or whatever. Pellet stove was incredible. The first time I saw that, I was like, what the hell is that? Why are you putting, like, rabbit poo inside that thing? It just had, like, a big shovel and a big bag in their living room, and they just go, brah, and they throw it in there in the winter. It doesn't get that cold here, though, so honestly, I never felt like a furnace or anything like that would be super necessary, especially with the advent of modern heating solutions and all those sorts of things. Still, what can I do with you guys? Can I do anything with you guys? Like, what other zoning practices are there? I'm interested. So we've got fertile land. You have to have fertile land in order for that to work. I don't know what the fertile land looks like. Is it that right there? Is it that sexy looking land right in the middle of the forest? Or is it this dark color? It's probably the dark color, because throughout the game they tend to note things that are more useful by them being darker in color. Do we have any oil industry stuff? How do you tell where you have oil at? Is it this over here? Is it this nastiness right here? Or is that just stone? How do you tell where you have oil at? Do you have to do oil exploration or something? Like set off some dynamite and blow some shit up? They still have no electricity. I was hoping that this would leap the gap right here, but since it hasn't, I'm going to go ahead and help it out for just a second. I don't know how successful this is going to be. It requires highly educated worker. Oh, that might work out pretty well then. Well, hell, turn this whole area then. Go for it. Let this thing have it. Forest the hell out of it. Because educated workers, I believe that I have. And then we'll just take like one little road and run it off this way, maybe. Yeah. Intersections. Connectivity. God, our city is a mess. What is going on? Every time I turn around, you guys just got problems down. And so you let this big building burn down. Congratulations on that life decision. We got a couple of dilapidated buildings that need to be taken care of. Lots of ambulances floating around. Lots of dead folks. So let's take a look at our infrastructure for right now on crematoriums. They don't actually make cream out of the humans. They are quite inefficient, all things considered. So that one's got 3. I think these guys might just be too far away. I think we might be able to fix this just by being like, blop. And then maybe they'll take care of stuff. I hope anyways. Like, find the more efficient ones versus the less efficient ones. I wish you could see the lifetime productivity of any building. Like, you could click a little thing in here, and it would show you, you know, what they had been doing over the course of the game so that you could actually plot out whether or not it was worth it. Oh, we've got a whole bunch of industrial buildings over here. I never even realized that. Well, maybe I'll do some farming or something if we can find, like, fertile land. It's got to be this land right here, this green land up and underneath. What, you can't get workers? 4 out of 12. You got 4 highly educated. I'm sure it'll work out in the end. This might be a little... How come this one requires way more highly educated? Like, what's the difference right there? Goods unlimited. Is that one outside the zoning? I think they might be. No, don't oil industry anything. That's forestry industry. And then I need to go back into the zoning menu. I think I need to make this a little bit more defined, I guess. There we go. I think that's what happened right there. Oh, that's really, really cool. They build little forest farms and stuff. That's badass, dude. That's super awesome. I really like that. Although it looks like we have a building. I mean, the building... Why are you stopping at a cross... Okay, so I was going to say, why are you stopping at a crosswalk right now? Oh my god. Okay, so I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. This road needs to go. That road needs to go right now. This is, however, going to cause more problems for us. So... let's try this again, shall we? We've got plenty of surplus. So I don't really mind when things go wrong like this. We'll come back through. Let's get rid of that real fast. We'll get rid of you. Let me go to my zoning menu. We will dezone all of this. I think a wiser idea would be to come from this way with a thicker road, maybe. And then I need to dezone this as well. So let's just get rid of you real fast, shall we? Sorry, Primrose Hills. You are now outdated, and thus you must be destroyed with a painting tool. I think the better plan for right now would be to have a road come off from right here. And then make it work that way, because honestly, that traffic was out of control. So let's go on to this side. Okay. Bulldoze some stuff. And so now we'll try this again. Let's go straight industrial on this thing's ass right now. I remember industrial music. Does anybody even make that anymore? That seems like one of those things that was really, really popular, like back in the middle 90s, late 90s. And then industrial music was just kind of like gone after that. I'm thinking about like the really like Rob Zombie, White Zombie type stuff, though industrial might have a different definition nowadays. I don't know. I've been out of the scene for a while. I'm not a scenester anyways. Let's get this all painted in. Okay. And now that we got that right there, we'll take it and we will zone it for forestry. And then we'll call it the Aspenocide Lane. It's kind of a bad place to live if you're a tree. Aspenocide Lane. Alright. Anyways, that should sort out a number of our issues. I don't know if we'll have the workers ready to go in there, but that means that I can dezone this now, and that may save us some trouble off on that side. Obviously, I think we need a few more office buildings in order to make this all work, but I would like to have some kind of industry. It's something that I am interested... No, I don't want that. I don't want that right now at all. Go away. Disgusting little blue squares. Go away! Okay, so I'm going to have some high density right there. And then after that, we'll put in a couple more office buildings over here. Have everybody work on the spot where like all the pollution is, because obviously that'll never backfire and cause us problems. On this side, we'll continue to fill in this residential. Yep, there it is. And then we want to keep on going with all of our bus stops to make sure that we got lots of transit going around. This all isn't one way, is it? Why are you having such a problem crossing the street? I mean, it's okay. I'm not mad at you or anything. Fine, I guess we'll just go this way then. No, I didn't want to create a new line. I want to do this one. There we go. So this line can actually just sort of like go around this way. And then we'll make another one over here that goes down to there. And then it'll just go all the way around the loop again. This game is weirdly relaxing. Have you noticed that? Like, it's one of those games that can be stressful when you're trying to sort out, like, the little things that have gone wrong. Simultaneously, though, it's one of those games that you can play for, like, hours and not even realize how much time has gone away because you're just, like, busy making everything look pretty. Makes me happy. I'll probably try and keep some people uneducated because our education levels are just really, really high right now. Like, a ton of people are highly educated. So, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. It just sort of keeps us locked out of industry, though. Yeah, like we can never have enough workers, and then obviously I need to take care of some of our electrical issues over here. So there's the electrical issues solved. That should fix that up right there. We don't have enough workers to really make all of this go. So maybe I'll put in like a little residential area where all the woodworkers will live. And they'll sing merry lumberjacking songs about axes and trees and Timberland hiking boots and flannel. And once they get that sorted out, maybe life will be a little bit easier. I'm not going to put in any education over here, and we'll just like wait and see what happens on this side. This should supply us with a reasonable amount of uneducated workers for a little bit. Over here, what I'd like to do is let's get a 4-lane road. I'm going to take it into here for right now. And then what I'd like to do is take this and sort of just like match that right there. And then we'll bring this way so that we're not wasting a ton of space. We're wasting a little bit, but it's not as bad as it could be. They should, yeah. They're going to try and build with the grid, I think. So if I can just leave this area uneducated over here, I think we'd be in really, really solid shape. Right now, we need more commercialism. And so let us consider briefly the application of a commercial zone to this side. There it is, a big old commercial block. And then it looks like they need more places to work, the educated citizens, that is. And while I think I've done a pretty good job at providing them with lots of locations to be and like hang out and have a good time. Wow, that is a fleet of ambulances. What's going on? If I saw that going down the street, I'd be like, oh no! They factionalized! The EMTs have rallied together to destroy the rest of us. They've got flashing vehicles, which for some reason terrifies me and makes me want to cover my ears. All of the dogs won't shut up. That's what they do in my neighborhood when the ambulances come through. Dogs get super rowdy. Dogs going crazy. I don't know if they're trying to match the pitch, like they think it's a big dog that's making that noise, or what it is. We've also got more land for expansion right here, although I don't really think it matters that much. Frankly, I think we're kind of like on the back end of the series. I'm having a good time with it, but it's just like, how much longer can we continue just sort of like building in directions? I'd like to get up to like a reasonably sized city because as I understand it right now, I've seen other people's cities and theirs appear to have like 150, 200,000, 400,000 people and stuff like that, and we're barely at 75,000. So we've still got a lot of stuff going on and we got a big surplus and we got lots of money, so who knows what'll happen from here on out. But I've been sort of contemplating just being like done with it maybe. I don't know. Let's build down here next. Yeah, we'll take that piece of land. 17,000 seems good, and then we'll take that one too. And so that'll be the way that we expand our city out. And then over on this side, we'll go through, and I don't know what I really want to do with this area. It's a little bit polluted, but it should be okay. Keep the game running. So how is this all doing in here? Are you guys doing all right? Okay, a little bit of, yeah, there's the residential right there. And these people should all be, like, uneducated, so they should be able to fill in these jobs on this side fairly well. That's okay, though, because we need, like, a working class area. Like, we sincerely, sincerely need it. These houses and these buildings down here won't like grow very much, but they will supply us with a forestry industry that should be pretty solid for a little while. I mean, I'm not going to build any schools. Basically, this is going to be the educated area until we get up here to like maybe oil resources. I don't know. How do you spot oil? I am a little bit concerned about how you lock down oil. What's going on down here? Is there anything that needs to be handled? Got a whole bunch of sickness on that side. Okay. We got one hearse going out right there. That one's got 2. Garbage is sitting at 51% for right now. I'm gonna let you guys know to go ahead and empty out for right now. That's fine. Take it off to like the nearest plant or whatever. So how are we doing with our medical needs over here? Actually, not so well. So what is this one doing? This one's got like nothing going on. So we actually need to maybe centralize a hospital a little bit better. Like put it in the middle with a 2-way road so that it can get around a little bit more efficiently. And then maybe also plop one down on this side, so that along this 1-way road we can get the job done. And so that should help out a little bit with all the sickness issues that are up in here. My domestic AI is acting badly today. Any tips on how to comfort it and make it domestic AI? The hell is a domestic AI? What have you fools done? You developed AI, didn't you? And now it's going to come back and destroy us all. Have you not seen the Terminator films? Did Arnold not convince you? We're going to have Connor-esque problems all over town now, and it's all your fault. It's everybody's fault here. So all these places appear to have an overabundance of workers. Let's start zoning. And I'm okay with this, but I'm thinking all along right here. Maybe just like a little string of office buildings right there to help out with our unemployment right now. Commercialism appears to be growing and thriving and like doing its thing right now. So that's okay. We're losing citizens, but that's probably due to the fact that I bulldozed a couple of high-rises, which tends to make people unhappy. They'll be like, hey, WTF, mate, what's going on here? Why'd you bulldoze half my high-rise? And so now that we got that, let's look at some more monuments and things. Or not monuments, some of these big badass parks that we have in here. Let's put a big awesome park right here. That'll make people happy. That'll fix it. What is this one right here? The Fountain of Life and Death. A pretty fountain reminds passersby of how fragile life is. Yes, because everybody wants to be reminded of death every waking moment. That's exactly what we're all looking forward to. Probably get rid of some residential in here, and we'll put in the place of life, oh death, right there. And maybe it'll help out with, like, I don't know, the land value on this site or something. Did it really help that much, or was it kind of a bust? Okay, we've already built the thing of wealth. What is this? The Colossal Order offices. The HQ of Colossal Order, the super successful games company that makes millions. Requirement for building a Hadron Collider. I don't know if we'll be colliding any Hadrons right now, but okay. Well, let's go ahead and we'll make another, like, inner city area, I guess, around. Actually, that might have been a mistake. What did that cost me? 70,000? Meh. I can afford to take the hit. I don't care that much. I should probably put this in a smarter location. Does it provide jobs, or like what does it do? Is my first. It requires a lot of space, so. Huh. Yeah, it definitely takes up a slot, that's for sure. Big old grip of land. Alright, well, we might be able to get it in right there. Yeah, I was going to say that seems to be about the only place I might be able to land this thing. And so what does that do? It's just got visitors and tourists. That's all that it does, huh? I was hoping that it would supply like a ridiculous amount of commercial jobs or something. It would have made me happier. Either way, we have more residential orders to fill. Oh, nope. Go back. I got the wrong painting tool right now. There we go. And so we'll get that one all in and up and ready to go. This entire area is actually going to be low density residential because it makes me happy. I just want to keep making suburb forever. And so there it is. Suburb! On this side, we may actually require... The hospital should be hitting everything right now, but I think a cemetery is probably a decent plan. We'll get that all nice and in play. And I think we're going to start needing hearses because people are going to die out here pretty soon. And that's not foreboding, that's not a threat. I'm just saying that people have this unnerving tendency to reach old age and die, and so we just need to take care of it now rather than later. And so we should see some buildings crop on in up here. I would prefer that they all be uneducated. Like, as many members of these groups be uneducated as possible, but if it doesn't go that way, I guess it doesn't go that way. I am pretty good at educating, so there it is. We've got a lot of students rocking that place out right now. Honestly, I don't know how this all counts as the same city right now until we make this all sort of, like, meet together in the middle, and I don't think that's a wise idea either. Because of the way our transit system is busted over here, we may actually have some serious, serious issues with traffic. Everything's basically going to divert from over there over to into here. I have to keep this sort of like a big cyst of traffic control. Like, just don't mess with it. And then we hope that nothing else bad happens. We've got a dead tree factory over here, so let's go ahead and take care of that. Surplus dropping off slightly, but it'll recover. It'll get a little bit better as people start to grow into some of these houses. And then we'll take a little bit, I guess, of low-density commercial. And we'll just kind of like put that in right there. And if it fails, I guess. But it requires lower-class workers, so it might be a terrible, terrible plan to try and go after that for right now. I'll add in a little bit more right there so that our commercial continues to deplete. Maybe make the rest of that commercial. I like the way that this goes up onto the hill, although it looks like a little precarious. Like, that might not be earthquake safe, but then again, I'm thinking about this shit like a Californian where everything has to be, like, ready for earthquakes so that we all don't die the next time the earth is like, rah, and gets all grumpy and has a tummy ache. And the water up and in here. That's actually a geological fact right there. That's what causes earthquakes. It's just the earth having diarrhea. That's all that it is. It's just indigestion on the part of the planet. Nope, it's faults sliding past each other. It's adjustments taking place. There's these big cracks in the earth called faults, and they're all over the place. Some places more than others. It tends to be near convergence zones and places where there's some kind of like orogeny taking place or where two plates are ramming into each other. And so the stress of that event happening over the long term opens up cracks called faults, and then there's movement along both sides of those cracks, which causes earthquakes. So what'll happen is pressure will build up and pressure will build up and pressure will build up along a crack, and once it reaches that critical point, it goes boom, and it slides a little bit and it causes an earthquake. And around here, we have many, many, many of them because of the Cordillera and all that. So there it is. These people still just not up in here. See, you're all supposed to be uneducated. What's wrong with all of you? I gave you very specific orders not to educate yourselves. I said, you know what, just chill, don't be educated, nobody cares. It's not a big deal, and why can't you just let it happen? Why are you fighting so hard for a better future and a brighter tomorrow? Like, just slip slowly into darkness, chopping down trees and doing manual labor. Why can't you just let me, you know what? I did manual labor for a long ass time. I turned out okay, look at me. Why are you all so allergic to it? Frustrating. Anyways, I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Cities Skylines. Let me know down below how long you'd like to see this series continue. I think we've just about hit the stuff that I want to do. I don't know. It seems to work out pretty well for me right now. I'm still having fun with the game, and I can keep making like a few more episodes, and we can take it as far as people really want to. But from where I'm sitting right now, we could move on to other things. So let me know in the comments down below if you think that, like, the viewer counts have been lower. I've noticed that there's been a slight drop-off in the comments and the views, and so I'm figuring maybe public interest has moved on. I'll see y'all later, though. Let me know your comments down below. Hi, everybody.